Hey everybody, this is Russell Ecks here with Geek Armada.com, bringing you the guide to unlock the Bros to the Close achievement in Halo 4 for the Xbox 360. To get this achievement, you have to go through a section of Mission 4 Rally Point Bravo without any of the AI Marines that accompany you dying on a difficulty setting of Heroic or harder. As soon as you pass through this door, you have to fight your way through a total of 5 Promethean Watchers, 11 Promethean Knights, and 47 Promethean Crawlers until you can finally go through this door and acquire the achievement. The entire time you're in the wilderness between those two doors, you have to keep all of the artificial intelligence-driven Marines surrounding you alive, or you will not be able to get the achievement and you'll have to start all over again. The most important thing to do is constantly check up on your Marines. Keep track of how many Marines you have with you at any juncture and make sure you still have the same amount before you trigger the next checkpoint. If a Marine dies, when a Marine dies, because they will die a lot, load up the most recent checkpoint and keep going from there. This achievement doesn't require a single straight playthrough, so take advantage of the checkpoint system or you'll have to restart every time a Marine dies. To keep your Marines protected, do your best to stay out in front of the action. You'll have to draw the enemy's fire and keep it away from your Marines, but you'll still need to find adequate cover so you don't die yourself. It's also a good idea to make sure your Marines have good weapons on hand. Of course, you'll need good weapons yourself to protect them, but if they have bad weapons, then they're much more likely to get killed quickly. Like all the Halo games before it, Halo 4's campaign is filled with isolated encounter spaces. Make sure you eliminate all of the enemies in a single encounter space and then do a thorough check of weapons and ammo before advancing. For the most part, your Marines will wait for you before going into the next encounter space. These momentary lulls between fighting will allow your shields to recharge, your ammo to refill, and provide another opportunity for you to count all of your Marines. And as soon as possible, pick up and equip the Auto Sentry. Having this equipped will allow you to run up to a fight, deploy your Auto Sentry, and then retreat to a safe distance. With the Auto Sentry firing on your enemies, you can pick them off with more precise weapons while their attention is drawn away. Once you load up Rally Point Bravo, you'll start with 2 Marines. Just outside the door to the left is a shotgun, which will come quite in handy as you fight the Promethean Knights throughout the rest of the level. Head to the left side of the map to keep the enemy fire focused on you and keep your Marines safely behind cover. Once you've eliminated all 6 Crawlers, 1 Watcher, and both Knights in this encounter space, reload and make sure your 2 Marines have good weapons before you proceed any further into the game. This is also a good time to pick up a more precise weapon for yourself. Once you're locked and loaded, head up this ramp to the next encounter space, making sure to stay ahead of your Marines. As soon as you come around this corner, make sure to deploy your Auto Sentry so it can do some of the fighting for you. Once you've killed the 6 Crawlers and 1 Knight in this narrow space, double check on your Marines, reload, and sprint on around the corner. As soon as you come down this hill, you'll find 4 more Marines to add to your babysitting list. None of these Marines, nor the 2 you've brought with you, may die before you go through the second door. Rush down the hill and deploy your Auto Sentry, then back up a bit and start to pick off the 11 Crawlers, 1 Watcher, and 1 Knight before proceeding. Do not pass the sandbags at the bottom of the hill before all the enemies are dead and you've double checked you still have 6 living Marines. When you're ready to advance, sprint on over to the right hand side of the map. Here you can start to knock out quite a few of the 4 Crawlers, 2 Watchers, 2 Knights, and 2 turrets you have to come across during this section. Then quickly cut across to the left hand side of the map. If you dart from cover to cover, it will force the enemies to keep their attention on you and off of the Marines. If you're fast and you're accurate, you have a good chance of killing your enemies before they can kill any of your Marines. But this is the most difficult single section of the game. Keep track of your Marines. If you lose a single one, reload to the latest checkpoint before it's too late. But you should also be aware that there are a few dead bodies lying around that were already here, so don't panic if you see one. Just count your Marines and take the appropriate action from there. Once you've reached the top of the hill and you've eliminated all the enemies, stop and double check that you've got 6 Marines on hand before doing anything else. Now once you've established you have all 6, make sure they have good weapons equipped. Now one last thing before you proceed. As soon as you follow Cortana's instructions, a new batch of Prometheans are going to attack, so be prepared to make a run for this turret over on the far side of the map. This is the best location for you to be during the upcoming firefight because it allows you to shoot at the approaching enemies before they can get to your Marines, and it allows you to keep an eye on your Marines so you can keep count of how many you still have alive. Now when you're ready, follow Cortana's instructions and insert her into the pedestal. Now make a run for it, you've got to get to that turret in a flash. From this vantage point, you'll kill 20 Crawlers, 1 Watcher, and 5 Knights. And as soon as Cortana tells you she's ready, make a mad dash for that second door. Pick up Cortana at the pedestal and walk through the doorway. As soon as you cross through this doorway with all 6 living Marines behind you, way to go bro, you've just unlocked the Bros to the Close achievement worth 20 gamer score. Awesome! Hey, thanks for watching, and remember you can always find more walkthroughs and achievement guides at geekarmada.com.
topographical scan of the area shows a break in the foliage north of here. Should be big enough to bring in a dropship for evac.